Yeah, in this video we're talking about CSS Attribute Selector. So as usual, let me do something here, or let me start with creating HTML structure. Then when we get to CSS, we start doing it. Okay, so in this place now, I want to create let me use first of all, you know what attribute is. Attribute is, for instance, if we say something like paragraph, which is P. Anything we write inside this, not anything, if we come inside this paragraph first opening tag and say something like style and say equal to, this style is now a attribute. Then this one is the values. Okay, this is an attribute. Anything that you write inside this place and equal to, anything that you write and give it equal sign and it will have its value that will have effect on the element is an attribute. Okay, what we are doing now is element selector in CSS. Okay, so I'll be using this. Let me should I use div? Let me use header one. I think header one will make more sense. Let me make use of header one. Let me say h1. Let me write let me say something like hello world, or let me say hello everyone. Hello everyone. Everyone. Okay, hello everyone. So let me give more space to this HTML. Okay, so I will have more space. Hello everyone. Okay, then let me also duplicate it because we need many of them for the illustration of this CSS attribute selector. So we'll do shift add down arrow key. We need about, let's just leave it at 3 for now. If we need more, we add more. Okay, so what we now do, we now add attribute inside. Let me still give this in space. Let's add I will add attribute inside because we make use of the attribute in the CSS external file. So let me use the attribute called, let me use any attribute now. Let me just say we have, let me say title is an attribute. Yeah, let me use title. Since I think it will not do any, it will not have any effect on this text. So title, uh let me just title equals, let me just give it a name. Let me say something like one, title one. The title is the attribute, and then you have the value of one. Okay, so let me copy it and then paste it inside this ones, space control V, then this space, same thing. Okay, so I now have about three elements. Then the titles, I have three different titles. Let me give them different values, different unique values. This one will be 2, so they will be different. Okay, this one will be 3. Let me make this one not yeah, 3. Okay, now I think I'm done with what I want to do in the HTML. Then let me add let me rank my external CSS. So if you don't know how to rank external CSS, go and watch my video on CSS insert to see how to link your external CSS file. So to do that, so it's now linked. Okay, so let me reduce this screen, let me reduce the HTML screen so I can have enough space for in CSS side. Okay, let me bring it up. Okay, so inside this our attribute, inside this our CSS, what we will now do for us to use attribute selectors, what we have to do, the name of the element, and then you open square brackets and write the name of the attribute. Okay, okay, let's do that now. Let's see what happens. Let me say we are using header one. There's another issue. I use element selector quite early, but still doesn't matter since the title will differ it. But this title now, if I use this title now, I really need to explain the first one. So I will have to, let me okay. Okay, here is what I'm going to do now. Let me make this one, let me use another attribute. No, let me comment this one off. Okay, let me comment it off, control. Okay, Now this, let me kind of remove it entirely. Then this one, supposed to want to comment it. Why is it not commenting? Supposed to comment it off. Why is it commenting the whole text? I don't know, it's not what I want. Either way, I'll still add it back. Let me just clear it entirely, and then, because I really need to be seeing this, let me uncomment it. Just okay. Undo, control. Okay, I think I'm going to refresh so it will be visible in our. Okay, so here is our output. So I want to first illustrate first introduction to the CSS attribute selector. So to use these attributes, we want to select the elements here that have this attribute. So what you have to do inside the CSS is to use the element name. We're using hash1. So hash1, you open a square bracket. Inside the square bracket, you write the title. Say title. Where is that? Let me say title. Inside this title now, you now open a declaration block. Inside this declaration block, you now give the title, any of these elements that have title attribute inside it should inherit this color. That's what it simply means. Let me give it a color of, say, red. Red is well more visible. Let's see what's up. You can see that this one inherited it immediately because this one have title attributes inside it. Okay, what if we put let me space this thing out so it will look more nice. How about this one? Let me space this one out. Okay, how about if I come inside this place and I give this place something like href. Href is kind of is an attribute on its own. Is an attribute, but it's supposed to be inside the a tag, a element. But let me just kind of maneuver it and see whether it will work. I think it's requiring that a tag. Let's use another attribute. Let me say something like style. Yeah. Then let me use this style attribute and let me replace it with, let me remove this one and replace it here. Let me say style, and let me say style. So every which means every any of the elements within this head 1 to head 3 that is having this attribute name style should inherit this color. That is what it means. You can also give it font size, whatever and whatever. So we'll not do all those things for the sake of time. So let's clear that. Having said that, let's clear that. So another thing we're going to do now is to use an attribute and its value within the square brackets. Okay, so to do that, that's when we will now replace all those things that I did in the first place. Let me give them a, let me give all of them the same title and then different title, these different attribute values. Okay, so I'll say Control C to copy. Then inside this place, Control V, pasting it. Why is it? It's attached this as separate. Okay, then inside this place now, I will space out Control V, paste. Okay, you can see what's happening here. This attribute, but we are giving them different value. The way we do class and ID, giving them different unique names. That's what we are doing now with this title element and title attributes. We are giving them different title, the different unique titles, different unique title values. Okay, so let me give this one 3. Okay, so inside this our square bracket, what we are going to do now, we say title, okay, title equal to what I want to target now. I want to target, let me just target number 2. I think number 2 is okay. Let me just target number 2, but I will put a double quote. Inside the double quote, I will not write the name of the value that I want to target. I want to target this number 2. Okay, let me type 2 inside. You can see the effect on it. It targets this one immediately. So that is the value, is targeting the value. But if I want to, let me say I want to target number 3 now. Let me say 3. Let me say 3. To target number 3, how about 1? The first one. You can see it's target. The first one is not targeted. Okay, that is it for attribute and value. Okay, inside the same square bracket. Okay, this is how to do this one. Then there's another pattern again we can use. For instance, now there's a sign. Let's clear this thing now. Let's clear this one. Let me remove this one. Do I really need to clean it now? Let me clear it for now. Okay, I think I really need to clear it. There's another sign we are going to use. We are going to use what we want to do now. We want kind of how am I going to say this now? It's still the same value, but this one is a little bit dynamic somehow. Okay, so this one we're targeting is a unique name. Oh gee, this one we're targeting is a unique name. Okay, should be what we'll be doing should be uh okay, instead of let me just first of all give it the value that we target, and then I'll put the sign, I'll put the name of the attribute, which is our title, and then I give it the I will put the symbol that I want to talk about, and then give it the value that it will target. Okay, so in that case, for the sake of this symbol, we will give all of them the same values. Okay, we'll give all of them the same value. Let me give it a 111. Okay, so inside this our square brackets, we will now put the name of the name of the attribute, which is title. Uh, title. Okay. What we now use this symbol. Where is this symbol in my keyboard? Say this symbol now. You can see this symbol now equals with equal sign. Okay. Then we now give it a value. The value must be inside the double quotes. Okay. Inside the double quote, let's say 1. You can see it highlights all of them. So what these two symbols, this symbol and this equal sign does is that it looks for um, any title that have the value of 1. Once the 1 is there and it have a white space, what it's looking for is 1. Even if it's a long sentence of values, once there is 1 there and there's no other word attached to that 1 and is within that value, it will select it. It will give it this property. Let's do that so you understand what I'm saying. For instance, to come to this one and give space and write something like I'm good, it will still select it. It will still select it. You can see that. You can see because of this space here now. Okay, how about this second one now? What if we put s? Let's say something like once here. This one is off now because it's not seeing this value. It's there's another value added to another letter added to the ones. Okay, let's come to this down one and say something like and put something like hyphen or anything. Let's just add something like any number to it. Let's say 1. We have altered the title. We have altered the value. Okay, so the two what how can I put it now? It's very the two strict rules for these two symbol, this symbol and this equal sign, is that either is this value, which is this 1, or the 1 is inside a sentence spaced out with a white space, is not attached with no other value will be attached to this value that we have here. That's what it means. So you can see we attach 1 here, it rejects it. We come to this place, we attach s once, which is s, it rejects it, which is this number 2. But this one, we write a whole lot of sentence like I am 1, I am. Okay, let me just use something that makes sense. Let me just create this sentence and say 1 let me say something 110 let me say one thing I forgot. Let me say I forgot to tell you. It's not the parent. I forgot to tell you. Okay, this is a whole lot of sentence. It doesn't care what the sentence you wrote. What all is after is to look for this one and make sure once there's a space, this is a white space. Once there's a space between this one and the one, this one is, it does not mean that it must start. It can be in the middle. For instance, let me remove it here and put it somewhere in the center here. Let me say 1. You can see it will inherit it because it's seeing 1 within the sentence, and the 1, there's no other letter attached to that one. That's what this symbol and this equal sign does. Okay, so the next one we are going to do, we are going to use another, we are going to do another one. That one is, when we create this equal sign, we just change that, we just remove that symbol, this symbol that look like alternative current stuff. Then we'll now replace it with this or. Let me, how will I do it? This symbol now that looks like or, something like this. Okay, so what this one does is that it accepts one value, either that value or hyphen, either the value, either the value, it will accept the wherever the value is, or immediately after the value there's a hyphen. That's what it will accept. For instance, now let me clear all these things and replace it with 1. Let me clear it with 1. Then this one's, clear this one. Let me clear this one. Okay, so this one now you can see it accepts all of them. It's all of them inherited the property because all of them have one, the name 1 as a value. Okay, so another thing that it must accept, if I say something, if I add something like s here now, it will reject it. But if I add something like hyphen, it accepts hyphen. If you add hyphen and light some letters, it will still accept it. Probably it will still accept because there's hyphen here. That's why it will accept it. Either the value or the value with hyphen, it will accept it. Okay, but if it's somewhere here now and I add something like let me say I want to add another text to it, in London text, it will just reject it automatically. So its rules are that it must be this value or this value, or it must be this value, or immediately after this value there will be a hyphen that will connect the value with other words or other letters. Okay, or even numbers. Let me do it here. Let me connect this one with, let me connect this one with hyphen 1. Let me do hyphen here and then add it with, connect it with 1. It will still work. Okay, that's it for this one. Okay, okay, let me remove this symbol here. Okay, this one now is this symbol is hash and equal sign, hash and equal sign. Okay, let me know whether I can give some little space here. Why is it showing me error? It's not supposed to show me any error. Why is it showing me error? Why? I think I'm missing something. Why am I missing something from now? Think. Oh, oh, too much code in all these things. Okay, the issue is that the hash will be inside the value, not here. What we need to add here is what is it called? Let me add the symbol. This symbol, that's what we need to add. You see this symbol now, that's what we need to add. Then inside this value now, let's give you something like hash symbol. Okay, let's give it something hash symbol. So it will only accept um um any value that this symbol is attached to. That's what, if in this if it comes to this the whole of this value, and even if it's a sentence and it does not see this thing, it will not assign this, it will not assign this value, this property and value to it. So let's do something like that. Let me just clear this place. Let me add that hash. Let's see what's happened. I think it's in the back of it. Probably I think it's in the back of it. Yeah, in the back of it, cannot in the front before the value, because I attached it in the back. Let me try it again. Wow, this is a new discovery. I just found this out now. I thought that is any place within the value, so it's only in the front. Okay, we always learn, we learn always. Okay, it must always be before the value. Okay, so if I come here now and say something and put that same hash here, it will probably work. Yes, probably. And then this one, if I also put it here, it will also work. Perfect. Okay, so what this thing simply means that this symbol must be in the front of the value. You must put this symbol before you put the value. Okay, let me put white space, whether it will Control Z. Let me say, let me put white space. Okay, still work. All you need is, you just need that symbol, and it must be the first, it must be the starting, it must start the value, it must start the value before the elements can inherit the property and value. Okay, that's very nice. Okay, then the next one I want to talk about is this symbol. Let me remove this one. Let me remove it. I think yeah, let me remove this one, then add dollar sign, the one with dollar sign. Okay, so what we can do with this one now, this one looks for something like .com. Is this something like, is it, should I call it suffix? Should I call it suffixed? Let me just use a simple man language. Let me say something like .com, anything dot before there's a sentence, then something like website .com, .org, .eng, .uk, anything at all. That's what it will target. Once it have that dot value that you add here inside the quotes, uh, inside this place, then it will, that element that has that we inherit the property. So let me do that inside this place. Let me say something like let me say youtube dot let me say youtube dot com dot com. Then let me come to this place and say something like let me say football.com. I'm just using a land anything, but I think it will work. If you type that in, I think it will give you something in the website, whatever. Let's say football.org means org means organization. Then let me use inside this place, let me write something like have another one. Let me say something like google.net. Let me say google.net. .net is .net is an extension. Okay, so we make use of these three values: youtube.com, football.org, and then google.net. Okay, so inside this our quotes here, okay, let's add let's say .net first, which is the last one. Let's say .net. Let's see what happens. You can see that it targets it because it have .net. This one have .net. You can see. Let me give more space to this screen. Yes, perfect. You can see that it have .net here. That's why it inherited these values. Okay, that's what this dollar sign and equal sign does. What if we remove this .net and put something like .com? You can see that this one inherited it. This the one with .com extension. How about, let's do the last one, which is .org. .org. You can see the middle one, the one that have .org extension, inherited it. Okay, then I think there's more last one that I will also talk about. The one with this symbol. Let me clear this dot. Let me start from here to clear this thing. I think it's okay. Then let me remove the dollar sign and replace it with asterisk. Okay. Okay. Let me add the double quotes. Okay, so what this one does is that it will go to the values, the value that you added to your attributes. It will shake the letter. Let me just use letter O here now. Let me say letter O here now. Okay, if those, like now, these values, there's each of them contains O. This one have O in Google, this one have O in football, and they also in org. It have O in YouTube. It also have O in .com. That's why it gives all of them the same it's all of them inherited the same property and value because all of them have what it's looking for. Let me look for something that is scarce here. Now there's no let me look for one. All of them have almost the same thing. I know, how am I going to do this now? Okay, let me do something different. Let me clean all these dots. org.sun. Let me remove this these extensions. This dot command dots. Okay. Okay, I want to look for the one that have different, like, yes, YouTube does not have a, then football have a. Okay, only football have a among this value. Now let me give it value of a. Let me see. You can see that it's checked in the first one, it does not see a. It's checked in the second one, it see a, it give it the value. It's checked in the last one, it does not see a, so it not give it any property and value. Okay, you can see that. How about, let me check another thing again. All of them contain o. How about u? Okay, only YouTube contains u, so let me give it a u. To just YouTube will inherit the property and the value, which is this color. Okay, to inherit it. Let me check what Google have and others does not have. Okay, Google have e. All of them have e. How about g? Okay, Google have g, but none of them have g. Let me give it g. Then Google will inherit g. Okay, then let me look for two that have the same similar thing. Okay, football have L, Google have L. Okay, let me say L. Two of them will inherit it. Probably you can see that L, two of them inherited it. So let me look for what all of them have in common. All of them have O in common. All of them have O. O. Okay, let me give it O. And see, all of them inherited it. Okay, so that is simple. Wow, that is CSS attribute selector, and the sum of this sign and symbol. This sign and symbol are very important. Depends, because if you're a developer, you will need it in some places. Even in maintaining someone's code, if you don't know what the thing means, you might just be rolling around trying to figure it out. Okay, so this attribute, all these symbols, they really mean a lot. Okay, so that is it for this video on CSS attribute selectors. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.